just, a lot of credit to those guys. Made a couple mistakes that got us, but good effort, just wasn't good enough. But again, great crowd over here, great atmosphere, tough place to play, and I really think that football team's playing about as good as anyone. So appreciate we matched up, but those mistakes haunted us. That's why we don't have a W. But really appreciate the way the kids battled, had a good week, and unfortunately, Big Ten East and Nebraska in the crossover. Rock and roll 7 days. Let's do it again.
Kevin, you guys ran the ball a lot in the first half. Were you trying to just shorten the game, or did you feel like there were some things to be had there?
Well, they're really good, and they're going to outnumber you and play the man coverage outside, so it's one-on-one, so it's one-on-one plays, and it's hard running. We just felt if we got one-dimensional, it'd be easy for them to get after the quarterback and harass us, and with the way the crowd can go here, you see a lot of games that get away, and so a little bit different than last week, and our defense really weathered the storm. But the first half, I think it's 24-10, and we fumble inside the 10, and they run a kickoff inside the 10. It's kind of a slick game, except for the 2 mistakes. In the second half, we got a chance to score, and we don't down there on 4th down when we fumbled, and we don't on 4th and 2. So, that's kind of the differential. So.
The kicking game, you guys, it looked like Oaks was kicking it short. Is that part of the game plan, or was
No,
that
just the
something-
wind held it up. I think it was a north wind, but when you play our arenas the same way, you kind of get a swirl. So it comes down and blows back at you. So it's almost like you're kicking into the wind. He actually wanted to kick off into what would have been the north wind today, but the way the stadium whips, that was his most confidence. That being said, the ball held up. Coverage was pretty good. I actually thought, we had a couple kick coverages. Punt game was pretty good. We pinned them down a couple times. Their punter's awesome. So I thought we held our own in the kick game, because quite honestly, the last few years in some of those close games, our kick game had let us down. And today it was better. And like I said, Ohio State's punter, speed, and kick game is one of the reasons they're a great team. So I think it shows we're gaining on it, because we kind of didn't have a differential negatively kicking today, and the win was just a factor. But I actually thought we misplaced the kickoff in the first half, and we tried to pin them in, and the wind got it out, and the ball got on the long return, and we kind of got outflanked. And it's hard, you're not going to kick it exactly right, but we kind of, basically for playing golf, we missed the green, and we got short-sighted there, and it kind of hurts.
Kevin, I know Barrett hurt you a little bit on the run, but your ability to limit his passing.
What was that?
What was the key? The ability to limit Barrett's passing. What was the key to that?
Well, we're lucky now. A couple times had some guys that just didn't connect, and but that's why you're as good a football team as they are, when you still can run for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 yards, whatever it was. They're number 1, 2, 3 in the country in the running. When you always have good defense and good running game, when your skills a little bit, it's like in basketball, you can have a night where the threes don't go in. But if you're rebounding and playing good defense, you got a shot. Well, they play good defense, they run the ball. So sometimes I think that, in my opinion, from afar, I think that's the best quarterback in college ball. Some of these guys got some stats. I'm not saying it because he's in our league. I'm not a homer. I'm not about helping our league's good for us. I'm just, when you watch a kid play, that kid in this day of selfishness went through a lot. He was the premier player in the country 2 years ago when he got injured. Went through last year. He is one of the best players. He's one of the best teammates. I'm not in their locker room. I'm sure he's a phenomenal leader, and that's why those young players are playing so well. He might have been off today, but that's a good football. He's human. And I think JT Barrett is an awesome football player.
Kevin, you talked last week about trusting the defense, going into that game, trusting the defense against Michigan State. Was that the same approach you kind of talked to those guys about before the game today, just trusting?
No doubt, and really just ourselves. Don't make the game, the arena, the opponent bigger. We're just going to go play as hard as we can. We're going to communicate the best we can. We make mistakes, we'll come over and address it. We got to keep attacking. I think our offense can be we got to be smart in what we're doing, attack a little bit more. But we prepared to come out today and just play hard and see if it's good enough. And except for the mistakes, it would have been a close game. Still don't know if we could have got over the hump without the mistakes. But it was good to see us go toe to toe and play good football. We're gaining on it. No more victory. So you got to take those mistakes out, and because we're going to play similar opponents in this conference. There's many more to come.
Kevin, the 4th down call, what did you think would be there? Why wasn't it there on the 4th down?
Yeah, we've been spreading it. We needed a yard. We went to a bigger set. We thought we could hit a crease on a big boy diagonal. We talked about a possible play action pass, but we thought go big set and either run it to get the first or do a play action. We went with the run and didn't get it. They loaded up and they kicked their butt at the line of scrimmage.
Coach, they ran the ball pretty successfully How did that wear down on the defense, and how were they able to do that so successfully?
Well, they're good. A good scheme, you know, the quarterback's always a factor. I don't know how many times JT ran the ball. What do you get, 26 carries? You know, so that's the leading rusher. And so, you know, when you're playing man-to-man, which sometimes we do in our coverages, that quarterback's part of the run game. So, again, they were second, third in the country, whether they're running for 330-something games, so it's just what they do. They do it good. Got a really good line, too.
You said a couple of times you're gaining on it. What do you see that makes you, aside from the fact that it's a fairly close game?
Well, we're deep, we have more depth, you know, as far as like, you know, we're playing without Dan Feeney, playing without Simi Cobbs, you know, we're playing without some guys, and we're playing. You know, Jordan, we're playing. You know, Jacob Robson's still in protocol from concussion. So you got 4 or 5 starters out. We used to be, that was our excuse. Right now, and it's not next guy up. The team just kind of keeps playing. So there's more depth. But with that, I think the way Coach Allen's got the defensive guys going, they have confidence in themselves. I think our offense has always had a little bit of confidence. And I think now collectively we're kind of believing, hey, if the offense don't score, the defense can get a stop. Hey, if the defense gives up a score, they'll get it fixed and stop them the next time. I don't think anybody freaks out. We just got to keep playing.
So Coach Allen, after the game, run on the field and slapped his guys on the chest. Did you have a message for the defense after that game?
Well, again, to me, you know, in no disrespect, I appreciate Coach Meyer at the end there, but when you're that kind of team, there's a cosmetic value to every game because they don't control who the 4 guys are. So point spreads, and point differentials, and stats for Heisman guys. You got to win a game. There's a lot of cosmetic things going on, and they're not trying to run the score up, but they're not just going to take a knee and come shake hands. And so our guys, they took a shot at the end of the game. That's college football. You better get some stops. And again, in years past, our defense that was a game a year ago that all of a sudden went to 52. And for those guys to keep battling shows that, again, that it's a little bit better fight. And it's something, again, no moral victory. And again, I don't say it disrespectful of what Ohio State's doing, because Ohio State is playing good football and trying to win. But there's a lot of cosmetics as coaches you're going through because rankings and votes and people don't watch every snap and people are putting you in time in a playoff or not, ranked or not. Bottom line, you got to win. Winning a game's hard, but some guys have to win with style. That's even harder. And for our guys to come out when, again, they weren't trying to win. It's not dirty football. It's football 101 in the 21st century. And you got to play to the end of the whistle. And I think Tom was proud our guys did. Because you knew right then it's 3 scores, 2 minutes to go. But they kept playing. Appreciate that. A lot of love and respect for those guys for doing that.
Kevin, on the Legao strip sack, did you think that was an incomplete pass, or were you okay with the call?
Yeah, again, I just saw the jumbo redeal. You know, the one that they reviewed on them, the ball was out. They were reviewing whether we got it back or not. So I know their fans went crazy like the ball wasn't out. Because I said to the guy, because we're getting the defense, the ball's out. And he's like, no, we got you with the recovery. We're trying to verify if you got it. So I think there's a little bit in the Ohio State world that was a bad call. It didn't matter because their defense bowed up and stopped us. But Richard's deal, again, I think we got instant replay and we got bang calls. And I think the Big Ten's got great refs, and that's the call. And it's no issue to me.
2 more questions.
Kevin, you guys have played Ohio State as tough as anybody a lot of seasons since you've been here. So you're saying even on a day maybe when they're not throwing it great, they're still a tough team to beat?
No doubt. This team's good. This is one of Urban's best teams from afar. You know, there's a hunger in this team. It's so young, you don't have all the agendas. You know, but at the same time, you say we play them well, we're 0-6, and that's not very good.
But you've pushed them to the limit. I mean, you've
We're
given them a
0-6.
lot of trouble.
Yeah, we're 0-6. So,
What did you think of the way the secondary played, especially Deshaun Riggins?
really good. I mean, not because he had a pick. The kid's a true freshman. Them dudes are fast now. They keep coming at you. And again, a lot of, like I say, Marshall, you got 2 true freshmen playing the secondary. Their first true, really, I mean, we played a road game down at Florida National, about as many of our fans there. We had a great crowd down there. True road game where you got to communicate and you got to be on the same page. And you're playing 2 true freshmen, and you're playing one of the. I mean, that offense was 6. I mean, that's a testament to Tom, testament to kids buying and believing, and at the same time, guys, we'll get tested in the weeks to come. And there's a lot of no moral victory. There's a lot of correctable things that need to be corrected because we have a good football team. Has a chance to be real good, but we got to correct some things and keep moving forward.
All right, thanks.